Four-finger discount, dude.
Welcome to Four-Finger Discount. This week we are here to review episode CABF18. It is a Hunka Hunka Burns in Love. I am Dando.
I am Guy. Pleasure to be here. Dando may screw me over on this later, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is we're trying a bit of an experiment tonight. We are doing this via Zoom. I'm actually looking at Dando. He's looking at me. Considering we haven't done this in the same room for better part of a year, it's an interesting experiment. Dando, of course, looks thoroughly professional and charming. I'm lying on my bed like Homer doing boudoir photography. So it's or George Costanza doing that boudoir photography. It's not exactly sexy, and it's certainly not professional. But we're taking a few great leaps forward with the show, which hopefully you will all be privy to in the coming weeks or months. Hopefully weeks, maybe not months.
I just think we've got so many subscribers here on the YouTube channel, and we barely put any content on there for the subscribers. So it's about time we do. And honestly, so I sent you a message this afternoon saying, let's start doing it via Zoom. Let's record tonight's podcast, chuck it up on YouTube. And you went, no, I'm in the bedroom. I don't want to do it. I'm telling you, dude, people would tune in for Guy Davis's live recording from his bedroom because it looks pretty neat and tidy in there.
It's all angles at the moment. I mean, you're not seeing the piles of clothes and the, and the pornography and the all that other good stuff. No. Okay. But rest assured, Four-Finger Discount friends and fans, that in the future, you'll be seeing us as well as hearing us.
Yes,
oh,
that is
God.
Right.
Why?
Hunka Hunka Burns in Love. I'm not going to lie. I absolutely love this episode. Maybe it's because the quality of the show has dropped a bit in recent times with a few episodes, but I just thought this was a fantastic Mr. Burns episode. Swartzwelder clearly had an absolute ball with the lingo of Mr. Burns throughout this.
Yes.
I really appreciated the lingo. But what I liked the most about it was that usually you get a Mr. Burns episode, and there's those ones where, you think he's going to be good, and then the rug gets pulled out from underneath you and he goes evil again. Like when he does the little Lisa slurry with Lisa and things like that. When you think he's going to be recycling or whatnot, he becomes evil by the end of it. He doesn't become evil by the end of this. He's just a guy in love. He's actually a legitimate hero at the end. He bursts into this house on fire to save Gloria and obviously gets screwed over by Gloria in the end. She falls back in love with Snake. But I just thought Mr. Burns was actually really good in this.
Well, look, I am going to lie and say, this is a fantastic episode. Look, I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was great. I got one or two good laughs out of it, certainly. But I certainly see where you're coming from. It's a nice sort of change of place for Mr. Burns, who is traditionally the arch villain of Springfield. And of course, we've seen. We've had peeks beneath the crusty, wrinkled exterior to reveal the small, wrinkled, but still beating heart beneath it all. But I think this was probably the first time, certainly in my memory, that we've seen the well and truly romantic side of the man. It was interesting to watch. And you're right, it was fun in terms of. The lingo that he uses, the way he relates to people. I mean, I think they actually say his age in this episode. It's probably completely incorrect and a wild guess, but I don't know. I think I've got a bit of a soft spot for characters out of time as well, given that I feel very out of the zeitgeist these days.
There were so many terms that he uses in this that I thought, Mr. Davis is going to appreciate it. But I just think Old Man Burns, I mean, obviously he's 104, as they say in this episode, like you just mentioned, but when he uses terms and references people from, 100 years ago, I just think it's just so funny. But I also think that Julia Louis-Dreyfus was really great in her role here. What I liked about her appearance was that she's your classic Simpsons guest appearance where she's playing a role. You don't necessarily know it's her, but she's doing a great job of it. And because what happens now is, particularly these days, if they get a guest to appear on the show, they quite often are just making a cameo for the sake of making a cameo. Here, she was given a character to play a role, and she did it perfectly. I thought she made the character of Gloria. She seemed like such a great person to hang out with, like a really cool chick.
She did seem like a cool lady indeed, didn't she? I mean, and yeah, I found her relationship with Monty actually kind of sweet. I mean, you could tell that she wasn't really sort of that into it to begin with, and maybe just sort of, going along with it to be nice. But yeah, the more and more time they spent together, it was clear that there was, a bond developing and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, by the end, it was, look, not wholly unexpected that she would go back to her former partner, but you felt a little
Sorry.
twinge in the heart as a result.
You could see the moment his heart ripped in half. Yes. I even enjoyed the setup of this. I thought the setup was enjoyable. Quite often now they'll waste, I think it might have been last week or the week before, they waste like 5 or 6 minutes of the episode on stuff that, it was last week, it was Homer the Mo, where Bart was digging the hole, and it felt like they wasted so much time with the episode on something that didn't even matter. Now, I know the Homer writing the fortune cookie notes didn't really play too much into the story. It set up the story because Mr. Burns read the fortune, but still, I thought that little 3 or 4 minutes was actually really enjoyable. Homer was good at something, and I always love when Homer has a new hat. And when he had that pyramid hat when he was doing the fortunes. But what was good was, I really liked when he came up with the one that Mr. Burns reads. You will fall in love on what day is it? Flag Day? Is it Flag Day?
Flag Day. Yeah.
Yes. But it's just a passing comment. It's like a passing joke. Yeah. And then later in the episode, Mr. Burns actually reads it and it actually sets up the story, but you don't realize it at that point. But yeah, I just
Pays
thought
off.
Homer was actually good at something. And yeah, I always enjoy when Homer's good at something.
Yeah. Look, I've got to say, I know you dug the sort of the opening 5 or so minutes of this. It was rough going for me, man. I mean, I know we've sort of talked a bit about changing mores and political correctness and all that kind of stuff on the show, and it's not something we like to dwell on, but honestly, I mean, one of the first gags out of the gate that I saw here was Toys L Us in Chinatown as opposed to Toys R Us. I'm like, ooh, man. Like I visibly winced. We are off to a rocky start here, baby. And all the way through, I mean, the dragon gag was
It was funny.
actually not too bad. That was pretty good.
Well, you don't expect it. That's what was good
But the
about
whole
it.
thing in the Chinese restaurant as well, with
Can we kill something?
exotic foods that are obtained by cruel means and all that kind of stuff. And then you've got China bashing and Woody Allen. What a combo!
I know, right?
Oh my god!
Who was played by Dan Castellaneta. But what I thought was the most cringy for me, well, it didn't bother me, but I thought the most moment was when Burns goes, "Sorry, me no speaky Chinese." I was like,
Oh yeah, I think I wrote. I've written it. Holy shit, me no speaky Chinese. But then I mean, I always get a laugh out of on certain American hit sitcoms when someone wants to get out of a conversation, they'll say like, "No habla inglés" or something like that, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, what's the difference? I mean. But then I think, normally when someone's saying, no habla inglés, they're doing it in such, such an American accent that, like, well, of course no one's buying it.
yeah.
I'll tell you what this reminded me of, though, and it's a real WTF moment in an increasingly loved 90s movie. Demolition Man,
Yes,
the
yep.
Stallone movie? Yeah. There's a bit in it where Wesley Snipes has been thawed out into this, very, very genteel, very politically correct world of the future. It's not unlike today. And he walks past like a trio of people who are wearing like kimonos or sort of Asian garb that's been, sort of modified for the West or whatever. And he just looks at him and goes, ching, 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 chong. Like,
I know, it's not good, is it?
I honestly went, what the fuck, Wesley?
You hear jokes like that now and go, I know I laughed at that once, but at least I know not to laugh now.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, Toys L Us. I mean, when this episode aired? This episode aired in
2001, towards nearly
that was-
2002, yeah.
Pretty sure that was some hack shit back in the 80s.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm trying not to be a complete killjoy here, but yeah, it just sort of, it seemed a bit, wow, you're still pulling this stuff. But then I remembered, I mean, thinking about all this, I was thinking back to the late 90s, and it was very sort of in vogue for Hollywood to be kind of pro-Tibet and therefore anti-China.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, certainly, I think, definitely in the late 90s, you had movies like Kundun, which is Martin Scorsese's sort of biography of the Dalai Lama. You had a film called 7 Years in Tibet with Brad Pitt that was, talking a lot about life in Tibet and how, China was kind of subjugating it and persecuting that nation and all that. And I think Hollywood is very, hey, China, lay off Tibet, until they realized, hey, wait a minute, we can make a shit ton of money in China. So there you go.
Hollywood, everybody.
Hollywood, what are you going to do?
But all in all, though, besides the China first 5 minutes, the racist China gags, what did you think of the Mr. Burns story? Like, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun.
I had a fair bit of fun with it, certainly. Yeah, I mean, it was good, breezy, enjoyable fun. I mean, not necessarily an all-timer or anything like that, but no, I didn't sort of walk away disappointed.
No.
So, yeah.
So what was your favourite moment from the episode?
I'll tell you my favourite moment. I think it was when Mr. Burns was trying to pick up, was it Monocle Lady?
Yes.
Or what was her name?
I Never Lady.
Well, I Never Lady, of course. Thank you. Yeah. And turns his back to get her at Thomas Collins, which I appreciated the phrase Thomas Collins. Goes back and she's scooting out with money bags. What a player! Or penny bags. I didn't realize that the guy from Monopoly the guy from Monopoly actually had a name. Pennybags.
So there's Uncle Pennybags and Mr. Monopoly, depending on where you're from, but also a Scrooge McDuck reference there as well.
There was, yeah.
But that's like classic old man talk there, where he goes between Pennybags and McDuck, Scrooge McDuck, all the good ankles taken.
All the good ankle.
I really enjoyed, and I know it's a little bit on the nose, but put my hand on her knee. I said her and knee.
See, with that, I was pulling like a traditional Dando, like, that's not logical. I mean, knee doesn't sound anything like presumably where his hand was. Yeah. But, you're right.
But it was also really good.
Not unfunny.
The Mr. Burns with the Homer with the aphrodisiac, and just I hope the kids didn't hear. And then Flanders, wow.
That was I liked that a lot, actually, mainly because it was like the Owen Wilson wow. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the other favourite part for mine was the Mr. Burns and Homer trying to convince Gloria to go on a date with him. They succeed. And then Homer with a pie. What the? Because he says to him, Chubsy, there's a pie in it for you. Cut to Homer with a pie. Where'd you get it from? Over on the windowsill. That's classic Swartzwelder.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys, we'll be right back after this quick break with some trivia.
Next question. You there, eating the paste.
Alrighty, we're back. It is time for some trivia, Mr. Davis. Would you like to kick off this week, or shall I?
I think it should be you.
You know what I like about this? You just pointed, and I saw it. So my first question here for Hunka Hunka Burns and Love is shark butt on the menu was in between which two meals on the menu?
How the hell am I supposed to know that?
It was on the screen for like 2 seconds. I'm like, I'll get him. You won't answer this one.
You got me for sure. I have no idea. So yeah,
think of iconic, like if an Australian goes to a Chinese restaurant, what do they usually order?
Lemon chicken and
nailed it.
Beef
Lemon
and,
chicken. That's the
lemon chicken and beef in black bean sauce.
It's lemon chicken and chow mein. Well, I say chow mein. Some say chow mein, but chow mein.
I don't know anyone who says chow mein. It's chow mein.
No,
chow mein.
A person at work said chow mein the other day, and they told me I was wrong for saying chow mein. I went,
Did you slap them? Did you tell them to go fuck themselves?
I totally should have. What's your first question, sir?
My first question. What should Woody Allen be doing rather than writing fortunes?
This is going to annoy me because it's on the tip of my tongue. I should be... Popsicle sticks?
I should be marrying my stepdaughter. No, actually... First of all, let's clarify. She was never his stepdaughter. And secondly, I should be writing riddles on popsicle sticks.
That was played by Dan. Not a bad effort there.
Dan did a very good Woody Allen, but Woody Allen is both easy and fun to do, I've found.
Yeah.
I certainly enjoy doing Woody Allen in all manner of ways.
Even your face changes when you're doing it.
Well, you've got to. You find that you have to move your hands when you do it.
My second question is, how much did Burns' Chinese food cost?
Oh,
When the guy delivers it at the door.
I think I missed that part. I definitely.
Well,
missed
that's
that
when
part.
that's when he says "Me no speak Chinese." So it's $14.12.
Okay. Oh, wow. I'm sucking at trivia this week, and you, on the other hand, are ruling at trivia this week, or coming up with cool questions at least. Tell me about. This is my next question. Monty Burns's youthful pastimes that he enjoys, that he talks about when he's on the.
Oh shit! So one is something,
and you've got to be correct with the with exactly what he says.
I won't be able to get the first one. It's motor. I won't get the first one. I know it's like he sees the dodgem cars, but I don't know what the term is. But I know the second one is it collecting dog waste?
Collecting dog waste, yes,
Yeah.
and
What's the
also
first
piloting motor coaches.
Motor coaches, that is correct. Yeah, collecting dog waste. What else? See, that's what was good about this was Burns was clearly in love, and he was actually putting in effort, not because he was trying to. I mean, he obviously wanted to date this woman. That was his goal, but it wasn't like he had an end game that was like evil. He just really liked this person and wanted her to like him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. I just really appreciated this story. I don't know what it was about it that just hit me the right chord, but I just really like this episode. Anyway, what's your next
Dando,
question?
you old softy. Is it your next question or mine?
Oh, it's mine. Sorry, yeah, it's mine. What? Oh, you already answered that one actually with the drink, the Thomas Collins. So I've got a couple of spare ones here.
Oh, okay.
What did Mr. Burns call his car when he was on the news? He said they drove off in my.
He called it a Bugatti Sexarosa.
Yes, Sexarosa.
Hey, that was one of my questions as well, but
Oh,
luckily
okay.
I've got one. I've got one more in the
Alrighty,
in the
what
pocket.
do you got? Hit me.
Okay. Which percentage of the channel? For God's sake, what channel is the news on? Is it
Channel 6.
Channel 6. Which percentage of the Channel 6 readership think she's a skank?
37?
37%.
37%.
Hang on, man.
She's a skank.
I just love the way he said that.
It's such like a Today Tonight kind of thing, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
37% say she's a skank. Anyway, alrighty. So that
Just the way that Kent really steers
Yeah.
into the 37% said she's a skank.
Also, how good was Brockman's moment where he's like, I know you've just been through a hell of a lot, but can you stand in front of this burning building and say Channel 6 is hot, hot, hot? Alrighty, guys, that is trivia. We'll be right back with our full review of Hunka Hunka Burns in Love. Four Finger Discount is brought to you by our incredible $20 patrons. Jordan, Moleman, Richie, Noah, Daniel, our new $100 patron. Shout out to your brother Blaze. Happy birthday, my dear friend Nick Barbaro, Andrew Zer, Christopher Darby, Chris Mallion, Will Manthorpe, Ben Smith, Matt Thompson, Mark Boston Burgess, Alex Rodriguez, Tom Pickering, Kane Von Nagy, Josh Hedge, Sean Davey, Keith Nedham, Sam Bennett, Timothy Belson, Brandon Twitchell, Nick James, bitch, Cal McDonald, Shannon Hofer, George McMenemy, Zach Pruitt, Jonathan Rossi, Adam Sanderson, Stephen Roberts, Seth Weens, Daniel Kotnick, Ali Jamie, and the iconic June fucking Richards. You guys are all absolute champions, and also shout outs to our new $5 plus patrons for the week: Stephen Campbell, Matthew Wilkins, James Proctor, Joseph McCann, and Daniel Lynch. Don't forget, if you want to get early access to this show as well as all of our other podcasts, access to a bunch of exclusive podcasts including our Four Finger Discount Revisited Classics each month, as well as monthly Zoom calls with Guy and myself, you just got to be a Four Finger Discount patron at patreon.com/fourfingerdiscount for as little as $1 per month. But for now, enjoy our review of A Hunka Hunka Burns in Love. The original air date for A Hunka Hunka Burns in Love was December 2nd in the year 2001. Almost in the year 2002 now. So the chalkboard gag was fun does not have a size. And
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the catch gags, the chalk gags have been pretty good lately. I will give them that. Putting more effort into the chalk gags than the actual storytelling.
Yep.
So the couch gag was the one where they're dressed as convicts and they all tunnel their way up onto the to the couch.
Fairly appropriate, given this is a snake-centered episode.
Yes, that's true. The episode kicks off with the family visiting Chinatown, and there's a lot of, as we discussed, a lot of like moments in this.
Jokes.
But
So
I did enjoy the real dragon. Just came out of nowhere. It's very funny. But but they get to the restaurant and we get they do this gag quite a lot in The Simpsons, ordering food, Marge saying, "Hey, that's inappropriate," and then going, "Oh no, this is actually on the menu." And she's like, "Oh," they've done that numerous times. But Bart orders the sharp butt. Lisa wants the Feast of 12 Delights with triple happiness sauce.
I'm glad you wrote that down, because it was like, well, I'm not going to remember that, and I can't be bothered rewinding to write it down. But I did write down the punchline. Was, how is that? Very disappointing.
Yeah. I did find that this one here, this episode, I was writing down a lot more quotes than usual. I don't know why, but I just thought there was a lot of one-liners that really tickled me, and I had to make sure that I got the quotes right. So then we have the waiter saying, would you like the bee bellies or the cat noses? Can I kill a creature? Playing on the fact that, yeah, we don't have to get into it. It's just not a very appropriate.
By the
joke.
way, this is George Takei?
George Takei is the waiter, yes, yeah.
Voicing this waiter. I mean, got a lovely voice, George Takei.
Oh, it's amazing.
Fun fact, George Takei actually Japanese-American, not Chinese.
Oh, well, there you go. He's sort of like their go-to celebrity voice for when they go to an Asian restaurant of some kind. He's voiced,
my.
He's voiced many characters. He was the.
Is that where you get it from? Because you say "oh my" a lot. I reckon you lifted it from George Takei.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It's just he puts in everything. He's oh my.
Oh my.
But if you had a voice like that, why wouldn't you? You know.
Oh, your God, yeah.
So yeah, so then it's kind of racist for playing up the fact that they eat cats and things like that. Then Homer reads out his fortune.
Every house has a bathroom.
Oh, these fortunes are terrible.
Is there a problem?
These fortunes are terrible.
These fortunes are terrible. Was there a reason, do you think, like, obviously the joke was that they just play the same audio twice. They've never done that before. I just thought it would just sort of caught me off guard. I was like, oh, did you hear that when he goes...
Was it exactly the same audio?
Yeah, I swear it was the exact same audio. Or maybe it was just Dan saying the exact same line twice, as close as possible. But just felt like they were playing the same audio twice.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why they'd do that. But anyway, so he tells the manager he could do a better job. Waiter doesn't believe... Or the manager doesn't believe him, and Homer proves his point. What is it? You will be aroused by a shampoo commercial.
By a shampoo commercial. I thought that was actually... That's not bad. I was going. I'll wait till after we've recorded this episode, but I was going to put up on the patrons page. You may be too young for this, Dando, but there was an ad.
Decoré?
On it. The Decoré ad with
I was about to say
Decoré, and, a bunch of very good-looking people in the shower.
Shampoo my head.
Oh yeah, one woman getting very suggestive with the Decoré bottle.
Oh really?
Oh goodness, yeah. Oh my! So yeah, I'll track it down on YouTube because I've actually watched it a bit on YouTube. Don't ask me why. But yes, and our friends can see for themselves that you too can be aroused by a shampoo commercial.
It was a play on. They used the tune from Duke of Earl, the old school song.
They did.
Duke of Earl. It's great. One of my favorite commercials from when I was a kid. So memorable.
Oh, it worked a treat.
Yeah.
No one was buying Decoré.
Oh man, I feel like, well, obviously I don't watch much free-to-air TV anymore because of streaming services and things like that and downloading, but I feel like there aren't many commercial jingles like that anymore, you know, that just stick in your head.
Not really, no. I mean, the lovely Louise and I were watching a bit of MAFS last night, a bit of Married at First Sight, because we hadn't caught up, well, we'd all caught up on 90 Day. And yeah, I was surprised. I mean, I was watching ads going, yeah, I guess they're slick and stylish and all that, but yeah, there's no real sort of, catchy jingles or, sort of earworm catchphrases that are making you go, ooh, yeah, oh,
There's no.
I'm thinking of that now. So.
Yeah. There's no 13, 30, 32.
No parts pieces or whatever. So.
Parts pieces. That is the best. That is my favorite of all time. Anyway, so
all right, back to the app.
Homer's done the shampoo arousing fortune, and we enter the writer's room. As we said, Dan's impersonation of Woody Allen there is just absolutely spot on, isn't it?
I loved it. I thought it was just fantastic.
Now, was the guy who had the frown as your umbrella, was he a play on anybody? Because I couldn't find anything.
I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, I don't think he was like any one of like Woody Allen's sort of joke writing contemporaries from back in the day. And honestly, I couldn't tell if he was. I couldn't tell from the animation of the look on the animation or the voice whether this character was meant to be Asian or not. Because it's sort of occasionally he had kind of an Asian tinge to the voice, but they didn't really look Asian. I mean, maybe they'd just been in that room so long they'd got to sort of pick something up. But yeah, I don't think the character was meant to be anyone specific.
The way he was highlighted, it just sort of felt like he had to have been a play on somebody. You know, he stood out so much.
You would imagine that, yeah. But I mean, honestly, no one sprang to mind, and you did your research. They clearly didn't sort of. Oh, if he's modelled on anyone, they didn't make it public.
Let's see. You will invent a humorous toilet lid. You will find true love on Flag Day. Your store is being robbed, Apu. Are you getting all this, Lisa?
I don't know.
Homer is now coming up with ideas at his house, and that hat just got me. I love it. It's got Homer's either wearing a hat that suits the career he's doing, or he's got the flag.
Well, you're the hat person, I'm the flag person, so there we go.
I wish he had have had a flag that said fortunes. That would have been the best.
Or one that says like ancient Chinese wisdom.
Yeah. This is where he says that you'll fall. What does he say? You'll fall in love on Flag Day. Find your true love. Then someone is trying to rob you, Apu, or something like that. And Lisa's using I'm assuming a Chinese typewriter of some kind.
I'm guessing as such, yeah. Which, honest to God, looks thoroughly intimidating.
Yes, it really does. Yeah. So Homer is then at the restaurant, just overhearing different people reading out the fortunes that he's put together. And he's just brightening people's day, isn't he? He's good at his job. Lenny here a bit arrogant. I'm a real winner. Man, he's really nailed me. I'm like,
yeah. And my winning ways.
You don't want people to know where you live. You're not winning. And then we get Sea Captain. You're going to sea voyage. I'll enjoy that. Now it is time for Mr. Burns to have his Chinese food delivered. And we get me not speaking Chinese.
$14 and 10, 11, 12 cents. There you go.
You know, sir, tipping is customary.
Oh, me sorry, me no speaky Chinese. Oh, General Gao, you're a bloodthirsty foe, but your chicken is delectable. Oh, this cookie feels heavy, as if there's some paper inside.
Nice job, sir.
That was my thumb.
Smithers sort of plays on, that's one thing actually, while we're on this moment. Smithers is forgotten about in this episode. We get him here, sort of sad that Burns isn't going to fall in love with him. And then we get him annoyed that he finds Gloria and he says, here's a place to get a petticoat. And that's it for Smithers. He's done. It's sort of, they replace Smithers with Homer.
They do, but the payoff or the trade-off is that you get the image that is behind one of my favourite memes of the moment. Smithers getting a standing lap dance, essentially, and just not enjoying it.
Forgot how funny that was, that moment. It is so good. I actually pegged that to be your favourite moment. I'm surprised it wasn't.
I did. I'm gonna hold up my. I know we're not sending this out to the world, but I'm going to hold up my notes for a moment, and you'll see that certain things are highlighted. The green parts,
yes, are your favourites?
Are my favourites, and yes, it's. I've got penny bags, but underneath that, origin of that great Smithers meme. So
it's just we'll discuss it when we get to it because there's more I want to say, but it's so good. Yeah. So Smithers gets shut down. Oh goody, Mr. Burns is going to go find some love, go womanizing. They're at the party. Talking to the I never woman, and what's he saying? I foreclosed the mortgage and I took her cats. He's just an evil old man. They're having a great time, but then he turns his back to get her a drink. Comes around, and Penny Bags is gone. She pulls a little Bo Peep on him. So little Bo Peep in Toy Story. She's all about Woody. Then Buzz all of a sudden flies around the room. She's like, far my moving, buddy. She just goes wherever can fly. But anyway, so yeah, she leaves with Uncle Penny Bags. And Mr. Burns is not impressed with that at all. They then go to the strip club. How great was this? So it's one of those nude female fire stations. I'll always be second fiddle to a kitten stuck in a tree. I love that line.
What I enjoyed even more was just at the start of that, it was just one of those, it was perfectly timed as well. The sign says girls, girls, girls. I imagine there's some girls in here.
It's so good. That, again, is classic Swartzwell. That's what I mean. There was so many moments like that.
Just and a really neat little pause, between checking out the sign, brain ticking over, there'll be girls in here.
It was really good.
Perhaps there's some girls in here. Great heavens! It's one of those nude female fire stations. Oh, I'd always be second place to some kitten stuck in a tree. Let's go, Smithers. Smithers?
How great was the acting from Harry here? It was so good. But you're right. That's like the best meme ever, isn't it?
It's fantastic. I mean, it's so versatile. I mean, I don't think a day goes by on social media, particularly Twitter, where someone has fashioned that into a commentary on the issue of the day or whatever. It's great, and seeing it live, or seeing it the way God intended, for the first time in a very long time was a bit of a hoot.
Well, I forgot where it came from. Yeah, you see that screenshot and you think, it's a later episode Simpsons. But then when it just came out of nowhere here, I just went, it's in a good episode as well, so I can appreciate it even more. But anyway.
Yeah.
So Burns is about to give up. And this next part here, so it's funny. So Nicola was watching this with me. And I'm not going to lie, in recent times, I'm almost embarrassed to watch the episodes with Nicola because some of them are really cringeworthy and whatnot. But Nicola was watching this and she was laughing a lot. She was really enjoying it. And then we had Burns saying, that officer's going to give me a ticket. And he's parked right in the middle of the street. Nicola thought that was just hilarious. Just the reveal that he's just parked in the middle of the street. It's such a Burns thing to do.
That constable is ticketing my car.
I told you we should have parked next to the curb.
Now, see here, Flatfoot. My goodness. You're beautiful.
Oh, thanks, but I still gotta give you the ticket.
Oh, of course you do. You can lift my wiper any day.
So it's a good reveal, though, that it's actually a female cop. And this is the introduction to Gloria. And so here, Burns is about to have a go at it before he realizes it's a female. Listen here, Flatfoot. Again, with the lingo. So good. What do you think of the line, you can lift my wiper any day? I'm like,
I did take note of this. I mean, it's one of those things that, is not dirty on the surface of it, but the more you think about it, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. But coming from Burns, I'm just like, wow. Like it's Burns was very un-Burns in this. He wasn't very Burns-like, but a joke like that, I think, is perfect for a show like The Simpsons because it's a joke that sounds funny to a kid, even though they don't really know what it means. But the adult knows what it means, and they can laugh at it as well for a different reason, which is like the perfect gag, really.
Yeah. Well, that's if you try and explain why it's dirty or why it's kind of quote unquote adult, you really can't. I mean, you can sort of say, I guess he's talking about his dick. But,
but then the person can say, I'll get your mind out of the gutter. That's not what he means. But it's like, no, that's what he means.
Yeah, it's the best jokes like that have always got plausible deniability.
Yes. Yeah.
Miss, would you submit to a wooing by a gentleman caller?
Oh, I'm sorry, but you're really not my... Well, okay.
Oh, frabjous day! She said yes!
We come back from commercial, and the family are all having dinner. So Marge here, it's very Marge, but I just can't stand seeing a man single. I'm like, this is very 2001. It's just it's very actually, Marge. No, it's old fashioned in 2001 as well.
It's very Marge as well, and I mean it's not necessarily even. Everyone's got to conform to social mores. Marge just doesn't want anyone to be lonely.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she means there's no malice behind it. She just wants everyone to be happy.
I can't stand to see a man single.
Some people enjoy being alone, Mom.
No, everyone should be paired up. It wasn't meant to be.
So then what happens, Mr. Davis? Can you remember?
Do they go to the fair?
I'm throwing you under the bus here. Yes, a Burns and
throw me
Gloria
under the
go
bus.
to the fair.
My notes are not comprehensive. I mean, I rely on you to sort of, give us the linear structure of the episode, and I'll occasionally go, that part was good.
I call all the letters, and you solve the puzzle.
Very much. I am Guy by a Val Davis. That's me.
So Mr. Burns is explaining how, he's never dated anybody with original hair and teeth before. Did you notice a little quick gag where he actually looks with the magnifying glass to make sure they're real? But
by the way, I did get it right, didn't I? They've gone to the fair. They've gone to
You were right. Yes, yeah. You nailed it.
Of course it was.
Genius. But she's starting to already fall for him. She likes the way he's positive. So I like the way they put the spin on it. So the way he always goes, excellent. But she sees it as a positive outlook on life.
Oh, yeah.
You think
You're
everything's
so
excellent.
upbeat. You think everything's excellent?
Yeah. They're now on the Ferris wheel, and Gloria asks, what are you into? And we get your trivia question. The piloting motor coaches and collecting dog waste. So then they arrive back home, and Mr. Burns wants a second date. She's not overly keen. What's he suggest? Go grousing, sing whilst he does the clavichord.
He plays the clavichord or something, yeah.
And Gloria says, you know what, it's just the age difference is probably just not going to work. Now, I've read on the wiki page, I believe, that they really wanted a way to incorporate Homer into this story. It wasn't a very well thought out. It was just, Homer's just going to be running down the street chasing after something.
It wasn't elegantly wedged in, no. I mean,
not at all.
What did he say? What's the dog got? His gum or something? I mean, admittedly, that's a pretty good gag.
Something like that. But it's just, it's just they didn't Homer there, so Homer was there. And now Homer's in the story.
Yes.
So basically he needs Homer to explain to Gloria, no, this guy, he's virile, he's full of life, he's not an old man at all. She buys it because Mr. Burns offers him some pie, so he goes along with it, and he's just over the moon, and we get Homer with the pie.
Something about Chubsy. Play along, Chubsy. There's pie in it for you.
Yeah, there's a pie in it for you. I feel like if someone called me Chubsy, I'd be very sad.
Oh, God, yeah.
Have you remember the episode where Burns he says something? Not Mr. Burns, Grandpa. It's the flying hellfish episode, and Grandpa's doing a talk in Bart's class, and he says something, and Martin laughs. He says, "What are you cackling at, fatty? Too much pie. That's your problem." Oh man, one of my favorites. So Homer is now trying on new underpants and everything, and Marge is a little curious. Marge is actually kind of mean, but not in an overly mean way here. She's like, oh, gotta be careful, she might fall in love with you, and then laughs as if that would ever happen. But Homer believes her and goes and gets his old underwear that would stop Joan Collins in her tracks. Yes. What's the hate with Joan Collins? Why are they hating on her for?
I know. I mean, if we're in 2001, I mean, Joan Collins is well past her heyday. I mean,
was she someone that was had that reputation in her heyday, or
I think she was a bit of a sex pot back in the
was she okay?
Back in the 70s,
was she a sex symbol, or
yeah. I mean, certainly in the 70s, she made two movies back to back. I think they were both adapted by novels from her sister Jackie. One was called the Bitch, and one was called The Stud. And oh my, I actually have The Bitch somewhere around here. I should watch it one of these days. It's just it's British people from the 70s having sex, so I don't know how hot it's going to be. And then
you just shit canned British people. Then it's British people having sex.
Yeah, British people in the 70s. It's like watching Austin Powers get it on.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of hot British people in in every decade. What am I talking about? They're all marvellous. And then she had a bit of a comeback in the 80s when she appeared on Dynasty, or Dynasty as our American friends call it. So, yeah, for a while there was wow, TV's Joan Collins, she's pretty hot. So, I don't know why I put the squeaky voice on.
Why has she got 4-year-old guy's voice?
I love Joan Collins, and when I grow up, I'm going to marry her.
But anyway, so
yeah, for 2001 to be sort of saying Joan Collins, it's like really? I think 1986 called and wants its gag back. So
they're at the club. Burns is actually quite a good dancer. He's actually getting into
Burns is doing a dance from the Peanuts Christmas special.
Is he really?
I found a GIF of it, and hold me to this. 4-finger discount patron friends and all that kind of business. I will put up, what did I say before? The Decore ad, and I also found the GIF of the Peanuts dance that Burns is doing. I'm pretty sure it is, and I'll put that up as well.
Cool. Yeah, but maybe do like a little side-by-side comparison. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah, so he's dancing. He's doing really well. It's all totally voluntary. Then Gloria, she's up for a good time. She says, you're pretty with it, Mr. Burns, considering you're an old guy. She says Monty. He says that they're very rowdy. He gets Homer to go along with him. We're very rowdy, we're really rowdy, often getting thrown out of the clubs and whatnot. And this is where we first get the glimpse that Gloria is actually falling for Burns when Homer says old man Burns. She says, I think you mean young man Burns. And as much as I love Gloria, seeing her cuddle up to Burns was a little uncomfortable. I'm like, yeah, it is a pretty big age difference. And then we get
well, we're clearly revealing our prejudices tonight, Dando. I don't think English people should have sex. You don't think old people should get romantic at all?
No, not at all. Not allowed to.
Just stop. What the fuck's wrong with you people?
But this is where we get the hand on her knee moment, which I thought was just really, really great.
No one's rowdier or more youthful than Old Man Burns.
You mean young man Burns?
Put my hand on her knee.
Yes, Mr. Burns.
I said her, and I said knee.
Oh, sorry.
Homer is then carrying them to the bedroom, carrying them up the stairs. So Mr. Burns here, I'm going to make love to you so you forget about Rudolph Valentino. Another old reference there, but good classic Burns line there. And then he reveals his aphrodisiac, the pocket fox. Now, I thought you would appreciate the fact that it came from a fox. You do love your Fox News.
I do love Fox News. I don't like that the pocket fox was actually driven to extinction after only
3 weeks or whatever.
3 weeks or so. Yeah, that's a bit of a drag. But at least it was for a good cause because it does seem to put some rocket in your pocket, some pep in your step.
It was a really good cut, wasn't it, of Homer just going, and then all of a sudden just dragging Marge up the stairs with his tongue hanging out of his mouth. I thought it was a really, really funny cut.
Oh, homie, that was amazing. I hope the kids didn't hear us.
Wow.
No dialogue needed. It was just so funny.
But the Bart to Lisa, but you expect maybe Maggie,
yeah.
But then for it to be Ned, and the wow is great,
and him being
the wow
impressed.
is so. Yeah, just stunned, just
yeah.
Wow.
We've all seen Flanders naked. I'm pretty sure he could deliver like that. Homer, went out the power plant, and Carl's going to take advantage of Mr. Burns being in a good mood, ask for a raise, pack up your things. Well, I had a good run. Then we get the montage of Burns and Gloria on various dates. Another great song from NRBQ here called "If I Don't Have You."
Is that NRBQ again?
Again,
okay.
Yeah. This is the last time they appear on The Simpsons, because I looked it up. So they did the one with the when Homer gets the motorcycle. Remember the "Take My Wife's Sleaze," that one. And there was another song. It was the episode that you loved, the
Dad
Insane Clown Poppy. They did a song in there as well.
I thought you liked it.
I loved the motorbike one. You loved the Insane Clown Poppy, didn't you?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. We both loved it. It was just I just think NRBQ, their songs are just really uplifting. They're perfect for little montages.
I did think that was nice.
Yes.
I thought that was well put together.
Then we're at the bowling lane, and Gloria gives us her first excellent, so she's transforming into Burns. And Mr. Burns says him and Homer are going to go expel some urine. He tells me he's going to propose to her because he might be dead again soon.
Monty, it's beautiful.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Gloria, say you'll marry me.
Oh, Montgomery, of course Yes, I'll marry you.
I don't know. I really enjoyed. So when he gives her the ball, Homer going, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" I quote that all the time.
By the way, may I say, as the resident four-finger discount fashionista, that I quite liked Monty Burns' bowling alley ensemble. I thought he was quite well dressed.
Yeah.
I liked his jumper.
I liked a lot about this episode. I wish it would have been funnier if one of them was wearing the Pin Pal shirt.
True.
That would have been cool. But
you can't have callbacks all the time, man.
No, you can't. But he gives her the ring, and she actually accepts. She's going to get married to Mr. Burns. He goes to get some champagne. Nothing could spoil this. Another great cut. Snake just walking in, not even knowing where he's walking into. He's just crossing off his checklist. Bag with money symbol, just gun and whatnot. Goes to the bowling alley, and the first person he sees when he walks in is Gloria. He tries to win her back immediately. Just says, come to my hideout. I can win you back. You'll love it. And she drops the ring when he drags her away. How good is Homer here? Stop or I'll scream. Drags over, screams. I just thought it was really funny. And Burns, this is a really good cut to commercial as well. So Burns finds the ring and thinks that she's left with Simpson. I thought it was really, really good.
It's a nice cliffhanger.
What was good about this was that, you had the stuff that you didn't like at the start. So it might have been at the start, but the trend lately has been that once they get to this point in the episode, they kind of fall off a cliff. It's like they had a story and didn't really know where they were going with it. But this one had a fully fleshed out story. Once the story starts with Burns and Gloria, like this final act was still really enjoyable. It's a really good cut to commercial because it makes you want to stick around and find out what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
We come back and Homer is trying to escape, so he pulls up at his house. So this is my stop. Nope, you're staying in the car. Gloria reveals to Snake that it's actually Burns. Is that the boyfriend? He can't believe it. Great.
Oh, you're dating that old trilobite?
Yeah. And it's great, though. I'm going to pistol whip all night. Homer, pistol whip. Then we get the news report. First of all, discussing the killer bees. That will be fine if you leave them alone. Then we chat to Mr. Burns live from the bowling alley. And he's just devastated, isn't he? Can't believe it.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, and as you would be. I mean, you've sort of not reached the apex of your romantic involvement, but, a pivotal moment in it. And all of a sudden you think the love of your life has exited with your wingman. That would totally suck.
It's a great setup where he sort of says something along the lines of, I was here with my hot young fiance and my virile best friend. How could this possibly have happened? We then arrive at Snake's hideout, and you'll notice on the letterbox it says Jailbird in brackets because that's what he was originally called. He was just called Jailbird, and they gave him a name Snake later on.
By the way, I think this is probably the most Snake that I've heard in an episode. I mean, I'm sure
you went around. You went around for the episode where Homer steals his car, were you? That was Mitch. So, where he goes, premium, dude, premium. So he plays, I think he has more of a role in this one, but he does have a pretty big role in that episode as well. It's Realty Bites. It's the last episode with Phil Hartman, actually, that one. But it's when Homer he doesn't steal his car, he buys his car from the police auction at the prison. So he plays a bit of a role in that one as well. But yeah, you sort of feel like you're getting full chunks of dialogue from Snake for the first time, doesn't it?
You're getting a whole lot of Snake.
Yeah.
Which is
never a bad
something
thing.
I say occasionally. Yeah.
But so they arrive at the hideout, like I said. Who you got to kill to get a house like this? I think his name was Gustafson or something along those lines.
That was going to be a trivia question as well.
Okay, yeah. Homer then asks for a foot massage. Gloria beats him up. Gloria's not impressed because back in the day she was impressed by... what do you think the backstory was here? Do you think Gloria was a go nowhere, just tag along with Snake? Snake gets in trouble, gets sent to prison, and she gets on the straight and narrow and becomes a cop. Do you think that's the backstory there?
I honestly think it was one of those sort of forbidden romance things where, she was always a law enforcement. Because what, is she a cop or is she a traffic, is she an actual traffic cop or a parking inspector?
Maybe just a parking inspector, you're right, yeah. I'm not too sure. Well, he does say
so
officer,
I think, she's got the two halves of her nature constantly sort of wrestling.
Yeah.
She wants to, enforce the law and make sure people are parking properly, not in the middle of the street. But at the same time, she's drawn to the bad boy. And indeed the truly evil boy in Monty Burns.
I guess they never... that's a good point, actually, yeah. I never really saw it like that way. She was attracted to Burns as well, and he was being nice, but he still is evil in the core, to the core.
But you can't disguise that level of evil for too long.
That's what attracts her to him in the first place, isn't it? The fact that Homer reels off all these bad things that he did. He blocked out the sun and things like that. And she's like, oh, that was you? And that's what makes her want to go on the date with him. So, yeah, I didn't really sort of notice that little hint there by Swartzwelder. But what was I saying? So, but her being an officer, I guess she's not really a cop because if she was, you would have had Wiggum and that mention that, one of our own is in that house. They never sort of say that, do they? It's just, they're just there because she's been kidnapped. That's all. They're not there because it's a cop. So anyway, Homer tries to escape by using the fire, sets the house on fire, and then this is where shit just goes crazy now, doesn't it? So, actually before that though, we have Wiggum arriving with the, and I think it's Lou through the scope at first. You can see Homer. I got a good shot. I believe so. I got a good shot at him. He's strapped to a chair.
But then Lisa says, that means he's a prisoner. I'm like, how did Lisa get there?
That's a good point. Because she knew that he was there with Burns. She saw the news report and then she raced.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway. But so this is where Homer sets the house on fire. They get out. Snake and Homer escape, but Gloria's left behind. And Burns gets his genuine hero moment. Goes in there to save her.
But before that, he does get a decent offer from Clancy. Well, I got a sister you might like. She's hairless like one of them cats.
And to think I was once in love with that dirty lowlife, with his arrogant smirk, gutter mouth, tough guy attitude, macho tattoos, hair that can't be tamed, prison sculpted body.
It's a list of virtues that is hard to deny in all
Yes, yeah, they're very true. But I just got here in brackets, you fool! What are you doing? You got all the money in the world here with Burns. Anyway, but Burns
would have kicked off pretty soon.
That's true. Burns tries to explain that, I'm a bad boy. I really liked and a lot of episodes actually end like this now as well, where it's just, you can imagine it was just improv. They're like, all right, Dan and Harry, just go have a conversation. And the family walking off with Burns and they're discussing the various devil beards and Von Dykes and things like that.
Also, an important distinction between the goatee and the Van Dyke. Because, people tend to think the goatee involves the mustache and the beard. No. A goatee is just the beard. A Van Dyke is when you have the mustache and the beard.
I like the Stone Cold Steve Austin kind of thing. Yeah,
it's what I've got.
Yeah,
and also what Stone. Yeah, it's two things that Stone Cold Steve Austin and I have in common. Well, actually three: the bald head, the cool facial hair, and the unbeatable strength.
The ability to open up a can of whoop ass.
Exactly. I've got a whole fridge full of whoop ass.
Davis 316 says, "I just whooped your ass."
Okay. So, three things are going up on the Facebook on the patrons page tonight. There will be the Decore ad, the Peanuts dance GIF, and a nifty chart that I found explaining various facial hair configurations.
Cool. Looking forward to it. Make sure you do it. You've said it. You have to do it now.
I don't know, man. I say a lot of things.
But all in all, I personally really, really enjoyed Hunka Hunka Burns and Love. Maybe my standards have been lowered to the point that this isn't that great, but I just thought this was honestly one of my favorite Mr. Burns episodes in a long time. I just thought, I just really love the fact that we didn't get the cliche Mr. Burns turning evil by the end again. He was just good throughout the whole episode, and I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah. What about yourself?
Well, the more we've talked about it, the more I realised, I had a lot of fun with this episode.
Yes.
You've brought me around, Dando.
What did we learn, Palmer?
So what did you learn from the episode, Mr. Davis?
Look, the lesson from this is very, very simple. If you are looking for life advice, don't trust fortune cookies like some superstitious savage. Just use your horoscope like a civilized person.
Yes. Have you ever read a horoscope and believed it?
No, not really. No,
because they're all so vague though that they could just be true anyway. It's just like today the sun will shine on you.
Yeah, it's pretty much Homer's what do you call it? It's very much Homer's fortune cookie thing. Yeah. It's like, oh wow, that did happen. Yeah, wow.
I learnt that all the money in the world just simply cannot compete with a prison sculpted body.
From this day forward, your name shall be...
All right, Mr. Davis, it is now time for your new names. The Guy Davis New Name Championship. Shall I read out the current leaderboard?
Yes, you should.
In third position, on a point each, we have Talia Enriquez and Mark Boston Burgess. In second position, equal on 2 points, we have Stephen Roberts and Henrik Vinterland. And we have a four-way in first position at the moment, all on 3 points. Garode Harrahill.
Four-way action.
Phil Hawkins, Keith Nedham, and Andrew Palicatti. So, all right, what have we got this week?
Okay, let's go directly to gold, silver, and bronze, shall we? Okay, 1 point to Mark Boston Burgess.
Ooh, Mark Burgess moves up to equal second.
I keep trying to do Boston, and I keep ending up in New Jersey. Sorry, my accent's all over. It's Boston. But anyway, Mark Boston Burgess gave us Inglorious Bastard.
Pretty good, yeah.
That was all right.
Who's the bastard in this equation? Do you think Snake?
Actually, that's a very good point. Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
2 points.
2 points. I believe this is a new face in the neighbourhood. And forgive me, Nora, if I mispronounce your surname off the bat, but I may not be 100% kosher here. It's Nora Kosher or Kocher?
Kocher, correct?
Kocher.
Yes.
Kocher. I'm going to go with Kocher.
Nora
Kocher. Indeed. Who gave us Love Excellently.
Ooh, very good. That's Nicola's favourite movie, just about Love Actually. Oh my God, every Christmas.
Really? Well, look, it's a perfectly nice movie. I prefer Four Weddings and a Funeral if we're doing Richard Curtis rom-coms, but ask Nicola what she thinks of that one.
Well, it's not a Christmas movie. Nicola's just a sucker for Christmas movies. I think we both are. That's where we're very similar. We just love Christmas time. But who was the winner for this week?
Only 9 months and... Yeah, 9 months ago.
Yeah, 9 months ago, yes. But who was the winner for this week?
Oh, the winner is Top Gear Ride Harrahill.
Ooh, Garode. Outright first position now. Oh, bless you, sir.
God bless me. Oh, you got a snort as well. That was just me doing some coke. Because it's late here in Australia and I've got to stay away. Our mate Top Gear gave us a couple of good ones. He always throws a lot in there. He's often quantity and he's fairly frequently quality as well. Plus, he also threw in a bit of a 90-Day Fiancé shout-out, I think, in a blatant attempt to curry favour with me.
That's like a bribe under the table, that one.
It worked, buddy. Good one. But two good ones that Gear gave us this time around. Roger the Codger.
Mm-hmm.
And he also provided a very nice Urban Dictionary link to, just in case you don't know what rogering means, I know what rogering means, buddy.
I didn't know what rogering meant until I met Nicola. She explained it to me and I went, wow.
A good rogering, yeah, absolutely. Yes. And also Burns of Endearment. Burns of Endearment, I think, was the one.
Very good.
Yeah. I think that could have actually... I like Hunka Hunka Burns in Love fine. I think it's pretty good. But Burns of Endearment, I think, would be even better.
It actually is a pretty good title. I mean, I do love the Elvis song, that it's taken off the Hunka Hunka Burns in Love, but Burn in Love. But yeah, Burns of Endearment's actually that's legit. That's really well played, Go.
Yeah. It truly is one of Elvis Costello's best songs.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, the other Elvis. Yeah, sorry.
Alrighty, so that is the new names for this week. So the current leaderboard now stands at this. Talia Enriquez has been knocked out of the top three. She's down 1 point in fourth position. We have Stephen Roberts, Henrik Vinterland, Mark Boston Burgess, and Nora Kocher, all on 2 points in third position. Andrew Palicatti, Keith Nedham, and Philip Hawkins all on 3 in second position. And our man on top of the hill, Garode Harrahill, on 6 points. Smashing it.
Jamil is here! Ooh!
Alright, it is now mailbag time for Hunka Hunka Burns and Love. I've already had a few questions here from our man Noah Daniel, who, by the way, our new $100 patron, Noah Daniel. What an absolute champion.
Wait a minute, do we have $100 patrons? Tell me what that entails.
Mr. Noah Daniel. No, it happens very rarely, but if they're a $100 patron, they get to choose any episode of anything for us to review.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has Noah chosen anything yet?
Not just yet, no. He only signed up this week to be a $100 patron, so we shall find out. We've had plenty of suggestions from fellow patrons, but Noah's our fellow groundskeeper. But he sent in this question for us. He says, what celebrity would you want to have a fling with? You'd be Emma Stone, right?
I would be, but the fact of it is, well, first of all, she's hooked up now. I think she's actually married and having a kid. And I couldn't break up a happy home like that. Yeah. Actually, no, I have no qualms about that whatsoever. Emma, call me maybe, all that kind of stuff. This is a really...
What about Zooey Deschanel?
Yeah, I'm real in business to say, I guess.
I feel like we should avoid this question. It was just going to make us sound seedy and creepy and judgmental.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to find someone age appropriate and all that kind of business.
We'll come back to you, Noah.
We'll come back to you on that one, Noah. Michelle Pfeiffer, I think, absolutely. I mean,
she seems like an absolute legend. Yeah. What about Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
I was about to say. Yeah. I mean, still just kicking goals, even in the guy sort of adjacent age. So yeah.
Neil
How
Parkson,
about you, Dan?
Oh, I just threw out a couple. Julia Louis-Dreyfus. That's for me as well. But Neil Park sends this question. He says, until the end credits, he didn't realize this was Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Gloria. Which guest stars that could have been great were the biggest waste of potential in your opinion? Well, I don't think this was a waste of potential. I think this was a good guest appearance.
Yeah. I mean, it's just character work. I mean, it's not her sort of. It's a part that's kind of integral to the story, as opposed to like a scene-stealing
cameo.
Cameo. So yeah, I think it's just good acting work. I don't think it's a waste at all.
All right. So
for that excellent alone, I think she earned her paycheck and then some.
Yeah, definitely. Andrew Palicati says, are you bigger fans of Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Elaine in Seinfeld or as Selena in Veep?
I'm behind on my Veep viewing,
so.
but Veep's good stuff. I mean, I've enjoyed what I've seen of it. Unfortunately, it's that thing where it's like, there's so much in the queue. I know this is waiting. I'll get back to Veep eventually, but I've seen about 3 seasons worth of it and enjoyed it very much. I think
is it a drama or comedy?
Oh no, it's a comedy. It's a straight up comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically like The West Wing, but for real, because everyone in it is just dreadful, ambitious, backbiting, incompetent. It's the ugly truth about politics, but very, very funny.
So Veep is what it is. West Wing is what it should be.
Yeah, an idealized version of it, certainly. But and the guy who created Veep or co-created this guy, Armando Iannucci, is one of the funniest human beings on the planet. So yeah, I've got a lot of time for Veep. But I mean, I think Seinfeld is probably where my JLD infatuation began. So I'm going to go with Elaine.
Yeah, Elaine for me as well. She's more. So I haven't seen Veep. I've only seen certain clips, but I feel like she's more normal and down to earth. Maybe it's just because the role she's playing, like Elaine compared to like her role in Veep. But I just think that she's more common in Elaine, which makes her more relatable for me.
I get you.
Yeah. Alrighty, one more question here. This one comes from. Let's go with Brian Hughes. What's he saying? Is Snake Jailbird Is Snake Jailbird the laziest Simpsons character name? And why? I don't think it is. I think Jailbird was what he was called in the script because he didn't have a name. He wasn't going to come back. He was just called Jailbird because he was a jailbird.
Jailbird's it's not his surname.
No. Jailbird was just the name he was originally given. But I think the laziest name is probably that squeaky voice teen. Like he doesn't even have a name.
True. Yeah. The more you think about it, it's like, even the nickname that you give him as opposed to squeaky voice teen, I mean, you could give him like, tough puberty guy or something, or, I don't know. I'm trying to come up with something on the top of my head and just failing miserably. So, but
what about Bumblebee Man?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Well, there's a guy, you might not remember this guy, but it's from an earlier season where Flanders is running the Leftorium, and people are coming to his store not to buy things, but just to get their parking ticket stamp.
Oh yeah.
And there's a guy who just goes, just stamp the ticket. So he's called Just Stamp the Ticket Guy. But that is the mailbag for Hunka Hunka Burns in Love. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for listening. Next week, we're going to be reviewing an episode which I know you are going to hate, Mr. Davis. It's called The Blunder Years. I don't think you're going to like this. It's just, yeah, from memory, it's not a very... I don't want to spoil anything. I just have this vision of you being very Simpsons Safari next week.
Oh, okay then. Well, there are people out there who apparently appreciate that.
Yes, yeah. I mean, as I pointed out to the patrons this week, I did a bit of a Zoom call with them. I said, look, with these episodes, my first thing is to try and find the positives, and then it's important that we also critique what needs to be critiqued. We can't just pretend that the bad stuff isn't there. Because as a Simpsons fan, with this podcast, I'm assuming you're not going to be listening to a Simpsons podcast to hear people shit on The Simpsons. So I'm going to do my best not to shit on the episodes, particularly like, for example, with Homer the Mo. What we did there was that we found what we liked, and we sort of gave our opinion on what they could have done to have improved it, as opposed to just saying, this was a bad episode, you know? But the Blunder Years, I remember just not being very good, but I could be pleasantly surprised. So if I go with such low expectations, maybe I will like it.
Yeah. Well, look, to quote a song title that Mr. Burns would probably, cut a rug to, you've got to accentuate the positive.
That is definitely true, yes.
Yeah. So we try to do that on Four Finger Discount, but look, occasionally something's going to suck. And when it sucks, you've got to kick the crap out of it. That's just the way the universe works.
So I hope you enjoyed our review, as I said, of Hunka Hunka Burns and Love. Thank you to everybody who has rated and reviewed us in the iTunes store this week. If you haven't done so, just take a couple of moments. If you could do it, we'd really appreciate it. Give us 5 stars and let us know what you like about the show. As I mentioned earlier, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at FourFingerPod and follow us on the Instagram at FourFingerDiscount as well. Really love to see the followers boost up there as well. We just ticked over 3,000 followers on Twitter. So what I'm going to be doing, by the way, guys, is every day now on the Facebook page, on Instagram, and on Twitter, I'm going to be putting up a poll. Just a bit of fun, just a Simpsons-related poll, and the same question on each format. And today's one was, who would you rather share a beer with, Lenny or Carl? That's what I threw out there, and people are having a lot of fun with it. So what about you, Mr. Davis? Who would you rather have a beer with, Lenny or Carl?
Can I say both?
No, you cannot say both.
Then checks hand, Lenny equals white, Carl equals black.
I think I would have more fun chatting with Lenny. I think Lenny would be up for more. I think Carl, would. He seems really intellectual, but I just think Lenny would be more relaxed and down to earth and up for a good time.
If I was in the mood for that, then I'd go out with Carl. If I wanted to have a bit of an ego boost and feel like the alpha male in the room, Lenny.
Yes, but a lot of people are just commenting, nah, Lenny. But yeah, so Simpsons-related polls Monday through Friday on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as well. So don't forget to follow us on all the channels and just subscribe to the channel. If you have friends who love The Simpsons, make sure that you share the show with them. Let them know that the show exists, and we can hopefully entertain them as well. And also, if you're not following us on YouTube, make sure you do so, because now you can watch the show, not live, but Mr. Davis looks a bit concerned about that. But you can watch us doing the show each week now on YouTube. So you're just going to go to youtube.com/FourFingerDiscountTV, and you can find us on there as well. But for now, Mr. Davis, this has been a Hunka Hunka Burns and Love. But do you have any final words for our amazing listeners?
Four Finger Discount is hot, hot, hot.